Greetings lords and ladies, and welcome to the Westeros Vibe, where a broken arm can be mended, but the broken arm is forever. Before we start, I would like to remind you that links to every article or video covered this week can be found in the video description below. Also in the description you will find timestamps so that you can choose which stories you will want to view. We start off the week with Game of Thrones fan favorite Pedro Pascal makes surprise return for Season 5 DVD. Even though his character's skull was crushed to death in Season 4 by the Mountain, Pascal has returned to the world of Westeros in the role of a narrator for a special feature on the Season 5 DVD about the Dance of the Dragons, the Targaryen civil war, which later led to the dragons' extinction. There is a preview available online, and you can check it out by following the link in the description below. Next up we have Game of Thrones Season 6. Sexual violence to be toned down following outcry over Sansa Stark rape scene. As a result of the many complaints from people who obviously have their lives figured out because they have enough time to bitch about the TV show so much, the sexual violence in Season 6 will be reduced and milder. Director Jeremy Podesva had the following to say: "We were aware ahead of time that it was going to be disturbing, but we did not expect there would be people in Congress talking about it. It was a difficult and brutal scene, and we knew it was going to be challenging for the audience, but it was very important to us in the actual execution that it would not be exploited in any way. To be fair, the criticism was the notion of it, not the execution. It was handled as sensitively as it could possibly be. You hardly see anything. It is important that the producers not self-censor. The show depicts a brutal world where horrible things happen. They did not want to be too overly influenced by that criticism, but they did absorb and take it in, and it did influence them in a way. The show creators were responsive to the discussion, and there were a couple of things that changed as a result." Moving on with Jon Snow's death, EastEnders baby-faced killer, and Lady Colin Campbell eating turkey testicles make list of 2015's top 10 most emotional TV moments. Among other reality TV shows and Doctor Who moments, there is also Shireen's burning, which truth be told was horrifying to witness. In other news, prepare yourselves Game of Thrones fans, an animated short movie is coming and it has dragons. As I mentioned earlier, the Season 5 DVD will contain a 20-minute animated feature about the Targaryen civil war, the Dance of the Dragons. The animation looks impressive and the voice actors even more so, as they are Game of Thrones alumni. Pedro Pascal, Harry Lloyd, Michelle Fairley, Mark Eddy, and Jack Gleason, and Kerry Ingram will all be part of this wonderful feature. Moving on to 6 ways to pay a compliment like Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, because everyone needs a bit more snark in their lives. Hey kids, have you ever wanted to impress your friends using your verbal wit? Of course you have. Well, if you are capable of following these tips, then you may end up doing just that. Number 1. Keep it real. Be honest. Little white lies may work sometimes, but do not be facetious. Number 2. Insert sarcasm. Number 3. Know your audience. That's to say, do not try with this with PC people. They never get sarcasm. Number 4. Get physical if you need to, especially if it's Joffrey you're facing. Number 5. Throw in an insult for good measure. Chicks dig those. And number 6. Add a dash of wine. Any more and you may just screw up your punchline. Next up we have Game of Thrones most pirated TV show of 2015. It is known. It is also known that it will have the dishonor next year. The top 10 also includes The Walking Dead, Big Bang Theory, Arrow, and The Flash. For the full list and the numbers, follow the link in the description below. We end off the news section of the episode with a festive story. Celeb Xmas roundup, Oberyn sings Star Wars, Dany burns spies, and more. Along with these two we have Roz, the quirky prostitute that ended up crossbow fodder as a muse to Christian Fur, Natalie Dormer promoting the latest Hunger Games, and Hodor raving. Moving on to the lands of YouTube, we have a couple of videos to mention this week. History of Westeros have released the first part of their in-depth look at House Dayne, discussing Arthur, Azshara, and a few other topics. Emergency Awesome has released a discussion about the Dance of the Dragons feature we have mentioned earlier in the episode. That is the news for the week ending on December 27th. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share, comment and subscribe. And stay tuned. Goodbye everyone and have a happy new year!